Hi Scorpio, this is Kay. You're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to your reading. I hope you're doing well and you had a good weekend. Please like and subscribe, and let's find out what Archangel Michael has to say. Fun! Oh, I'm so happy for you. It says fun. Wow. Fun. That's great. I'll read that in a minute to find out more about what fun means. Okay? We better put this down here. Okay, let's find out the major arcana that wants to add to this significator card. Justice. Yeah, that's fun. Justice is fun. All things being balanced and fair. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, okay. Let's get some clarification. Here we go. What do we have? We have justice. Oh my God, that's so funny. Okay, so we got two justices. It's a major duper whooper duper of fairness, balance, and just things being fair, just, right? Just things being just. Just, and yeah, something's coming to, it's something's, the conclusion is coming to, or the outcome is coming to be fair. Fair for you that maybe wasn't fair for you before. Let's get some more information from the Lenormand. I don't think there's a justice card in the Lenormand. Okay, we have the 4, which is house. It is the cherry twilight number, and the white 4 would be more of a positive spin on what the meaning is, but let's see what the cherry twilight is. Not always that case, and this is the cherry twilight, not the lilac twilight, which is white, and it's the positive version. Okay, Lord. Let's see. The cherry twilight is, for this one, it says, traditionally the house means home, family, security, confidence, successful purchase of property, living together with a partner. The lilac, well, that's a lilac. So let's read the cherry twilight is friendship, communication with people, comfortable surroundings, participation in the affairs of people. So it is quite positive, even though it's a cherry twilight. Let's see, the white one is comfort, privacy, traditions, need for relaxation and privacy. It's all positive. Everything's positive, whether it's a lilac or cherry twilight description. So friendship, communication with people, comfortable surroundings, participation in the affairs of others. Okay, participation in the affairs of others that might be leading to fairness. Affairs, fairness. Hey, let's read this one here. Fun. Fun, fun, fun. So happy for you. Fun is wonderful. I'm all for fun. I like fun. Okay, so of all the many sastaculous, I'm getting used to that word. Okay, sastaculous creatures and visitors I've met during my time in this most crumb-lush cottage, each and every one of them shares one thing in common, a belief that somehow I, as a magical hare, am privy to mysterious and ancient universal magic they will never be able to use themselves. Personally, I blame the robes, cap, and wand for giving such an impression that, as it's very much considered part of the job, there's precious little I can do about it except try to correct the misconception as often as I can. You see, the truth is that magic is everywhere, always watching, always waiting, and available to us all, be it in the oddest, moments. The oidest or the oddest moments. I'm not sure. It's O-I-D. Not seen that before. And frequently when you least expect it. And the example I most often give is fun. Those magical blink snaps where you surrender to the simplest, happiest joys, lost in something that simply asks you to forget your worries and become one with something that exists simply to make. Oh my God. You smile, laugh and sing, dance and be as clawed-up-bust as you like. It's really the purest magic there is, and no amount of potions, spells, wands, or robes will ever make it better. let's see here. Let's try and skip past all of this here. Such moments become a wondrous thread of pathos. So after I return refreshed, rebalanced, and connected to a world whose greatest magical secret is already known to every creature who pit-pads upon it, fun isn't simply what makes us feel joyous, it is what the universe genuinely wants for us. So if you see me in my magical finery twirling a wand, don't be fooled. Try tugging my ropes instead, and if it's snowing, take cover quickly, for I still have a reasonably good aim for an elderly leveret laughing in the snow. The message here is make time to have fun, to laugh, be joyous, and celebrate. Well, we could have said that right. Okay, very good, very good. So make time to have fun and be joyous. Laugh whenever you can. Yes, for life is going to be very, very balanced for you. Very, 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 very balanced. Like, justice is already very, very, but 2 justices, that's very, 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 very balanced, okay? And house generally represents you, the way you feel in your own skin, how life is for you. Your house is your abode, it's your sanctuary, it's your safe place. Well, that's your body too, right? That's who you are, personality-wise and deeper, soulful-wise, right? So let's get on with it. Let's get some more information. What can you tell us, Archangel Michael, through the tarot now, about this very sastaculous experience reading that I am doing for our Scorpio friends here? They want to have some fun. And Scorpios are generally very, very serious and mysterious. Serious and mysterious. So this must be something that you're being called to do, is to lighten up, have some fun, find some balance. Work life, let's say your work life and entertainment, fun, balance. Yeah, let's see. So we have the 8 of Cups, walking away. Okay, walking away from that which is not balanced, that which is not fair, that is what is not just. Walking away from maybe, the thoughts that maybe something like, I've got to work, there's no time to have fun. There's just no time for that kind of thing, right? The 6 of Swords, but walking away and finding some kind of emotional balance, right? From the emotional upheavals to the emotional calm with lessons intact. We have the Knight of Wands. Well, that's your kind of fun. Look at that guy. He's partying. He's got some, he's got 2 jaws, or he's swallowed another one. Another snake. He's having a good time. He's smiling. And then we have the 2 of Swords, which is, oh no, don't let her in. Don't let her in. Don't let her in. She's coming in. She's got a key, or either that she's picking the door lock. I can't tell. But there's 2 people pushing on the door on the other side. Nope, you can't come in. Don't let her in. Don't let her in. She might be too much fun. So then we have the 4 of Pentacles. And she's, the neighbors come over, and she's saying, no, yeah, I can't do that today. Sorry, Betty, and I can't let you in today. In other words, she's holding on to what she's got, and she's not making it publicly known. And maybe Betty's, the one on the outside, maybe Betty's a busybody. So we got the 5 of Swords here. I am done, it says. It could say I am alone, but I go with I am done. I am done. Yep, I'm done. The Emperor, I'm taking the bull by the horn, and I'm just too darn serious. I need to lighten up. Yeah, let's see. 9 of Wands, yeah, talk about too darn serious and lightening up. It's with all the Emperor energy, it's like somebody takes charge, takes control. They have a lot of responsibility on them, and I can see this being you, Scorpio. having a lot of responsibility, even if it's not responsibility put on you by a career or, you know, an employer or something like that. It's responsibility as a home, of the home, you know, that there's just too much to have to take care of. The kids, you know, the taking care of keeping the house safe and secure, of course, you know, security-wise, but also mowing the lawns, keeping the lawns, landscaping, house repairs inside and outside. It's just that, you know, paying the mortgage, you know, all that sort of stuff. There's just so much on your plate that you think you have to focus on and be, and focus on and be serious about the responsibility of it. And of course, to some degree, yes, you do, right? But there's always time for improvement when it comes to a life that serious and that rigorous and involved and responsible. We have the Eight of Swords. Yeah. Wow. That's scary. Okay. Up in your own head a lot. Okay. The 10, the Wheel of Fortune. This is your destiny. It could be that you've been paying off some karmic debt, in which could mean like actual debt. So then we have the Death card. That's major death and transformation. Major change and transformation brought on by the divine. It's kind of like the Tower. Kind of, it is in the Tower, but it's the idea where the divine is causing the Tower moment. And so the divine is causing you to have to put an end to something. All right, and then we got the Devil. Holy smokes. Okay, the Devil. Holy smokes. Feeling like bound. The Three of Swords. She's Queen of Wands. Back of the deck, right? And King of Wands. Whew. Two of Pentacles. Strength. The Empress. The Moon. Let's just keep this one here. It might make sense. The Two of Pentacles. We'll just see. Put it right over here so you can kind of see it, but not really fully see it. Okay. There is some need for balance, all right? Something to do with the home. The way you feel. Not safe, not secure, not on solid ground. Things been rocky for you. And then we have the King and Queen of Wands, you know? Counterparts. A true match. Okay, he looks like a cockroach. And she looks like a cockroach. And she is what? She's putting some tender loving care into this really odd looking plant. In a planter. Yeah. But it's a Three of Swords. Right here. It's at the back of the deck. King and Queen of Wands, heartbreak. Okay? It's been a heartbreaking life for you. Possibly, I mean, this could go a few different ways at least, if not so many more ways. But it's time for you to have some fun, Scorpio. It's time for you to kick up your feet and, you know, do some snow angels. You know, snow angels in the snow. Unless you're in, you know, the other part of the southern hemisphere. We're in summer here, so. Anyways, the house. Now, this could be that, you know, you need to, like we said, you're going to have friendship, communication with people, comfortable surroundings, participation in the affairs of people. I think what I'm feeling is that this is going to, you're going to morph into, once you do this, right? Right now, I had this reading yesterday. It was my pick a card reading Sunday, and it was about somebody who's on your radar. You're both on each other's radar, and that you wanted to know, would they be a karmic soulmate or a true soulmate? Well, I'm having the sense here that you have had a karmic soulmate relationship with this this King of Wands, because they've broken your heart. But it doesn't mean that they won't turn into a true soulmate. Okay, it depends on how they grow, how both of you grow and develop after the heartbreak, after the separation. Okay, so what was once was a happy home that in the very, very beginning of the two of you here became like the House of Horrors, you know, and we're talking Beetlejuice, right? The House of Horrors, where, you know, the two of you weren't, you're kind of spiraling down the unhappy scale together, where things were not balanced anymore. Somebody was putting a whole lot of more effort into the relationship than the other one was. The other one was taking advantage of the other. And it generally, and it's not always, but generally, it's the man taking advantage of the woman's desire to have a happy home. You know, to make a home, have a happy home, take care of the kids, be the one who takes care of the kids even if they work. They're the one, you know, chasing the kids around, you know, to take them here, there, and everywhere, picking them up from school, taking them to school, making sure they have their uniforms for school or their clothes for school at the beginning of the year. You know, all their lunches are made. You know, they're going to spend time doing helping them with their homework when they need help. They're going to be taking them, you know, taking them and others, you know, being the one that does the driving. It's going to go to the ball games, or the son or daughter wants to spend the night overnight at someone's place, or as a sleepover. So you're busy taking them over there, driving them over there, and then picking them up. And maybe their friend comes to your house, and so now you're hosting another parent, another couple's child that you want to give them the best experience possible. So you plan activities for them and stuff like that. You may be doing a whole lot of that sort of stuff, and, you know, talk about it. Maybe you pay the bills too, with your money that you're making, or with if you're a housewife or a house husband, your spouse's money. But you're making sure that the tax documents go in on time for the taxes to be done, or you do the taxes yourself. I do, but you do the taxes yourself. Once a year, right? You might be making sure that you know, the paychecks go into the bank on time, and all the bills are paid, and oh God, whatever, right? I could go on and on and on. What all has to do with keeping a house. And so the two of you might have started kind of sort of drifting away from each other in the more of a intimate, close bond, because there's just been too much of all of this coming down between you. And this happens to so many couples, right? There's the kids, number one. They sit between you on the couch, right? When you're trying to relax and watch TV, they come and sit between you. Whereas before, when you didn't have kids, you were like right up against each other. You know, we're going to watch this movie and eat this popcorn together from the same bowl. Yeah. And so that's not so much of that going on. So really, there's not a lot of newness, freshness, spontaneity, and intimacy as much. You know, closeness between you. And so things were starting to go south, from what I can see here. And Scorpio, either you are a man, you could be the woman, but if we're talking to you, you're in masculine energy in any case. Now you can be the wife here, or the partner that does all this stuff for the most part. I'm not saying that the husband's not doing anything, your partner's not doing anything. Maybe they take the garbage out, maybe they mow the lawn all the time, you know. But when it comes to house cleaning and everything else that has to do on the inside of the house, they might be the one who fixes things. But you're the one who's got all these, this plethora, a list of things that is done every day or at least once a week, involving with the kids and all their activities and school and stuff like that, and the clothes they need, the food they need, that kind of stuff, grocery, bill paying. I'm just getting exhausted saying it. But it is like there's a lot. It's like the small stuff, but put all the small stuff together and it makes a home. Right? Put all the stuff. Whereas your husband might be doing the bigger stuff, like mowing the lawn, taking care of the lawn, washing the cars, and painting something or fixing something that needs to be fixed or painted, either inside or outside the house. The bigger stuff, more stuff. And all that together again would be the home. But you've got like more of a laundry list of things. Oh yeah, and laundry too, right? You got a laundry list of things to do. That is an awful lot of that is run by time. There's certain times things have got to be done. So that's what we've got here is Scorpio. Saying I do to somebody, or just saying I will live with you, I will be your partner, and I will like to have kids with you, and I will like to have a house with you, even if we're not married. That kind of thing is what I'm saying. Or I do because you're married. By saying I do, you bit off more than you could chew. You ended up biting off more than you could chew, is what you might be feeling. Overwhelmed, sad, and maybe heartbroken, right? Because it's coming between you and your partner. And I'm not saying that all that you have to do is what's coming that's caused the split. It's just everything, but it's on top of the fact that you do maybe have a partner who is not helping you out as much as you have in the past allowed them to, or haven't allowed them to, and they've become complacent and said, well, she or he will do it, I just have to take care of this, that, and the other thing and go to work, and she or he will take care of everything else. All I have to do is show up and say hello to my kids, give my wife a peck on the cheek, and my kids a peck on the head, and say, how you doing, how's school, oh, that's nice, let's sit down to dinner, let's eat, and then, you might be looking at his phone or something, and then y'all get up from dinner and he helps you clear the table, but you end up putting the food away and doing the dishes and stuff like that while he goes in, puts his feet up, turns the TV on, gets a newspaper, clicks TV to the news channel, whatever, that kind of thing, where you're kind of doing things on your own. You're not doing things together. And so it's just been a really imbalanced relationship for you. And this here is coming in to say, you have been doing your best to try to keep all the balls up in the air, right? All the balls up in the air, as you must, in order to make sure you have a happy, joyous home. You've been doing that. You've been working hard to do that. But you feel like, with the overwhelm, that you need to walk away. And we're saying, yes, walk away. But think about, the divine saying, yes, walk away, but think about it, what you're actually walking away from. Can you walk away from the imbalances by having a just conversation with your partner? And I'll point at this one as being your partner, okay? I'll point this one. This is your partner house. But I always like doing that. Or do you need to walk away from your partner, from the marriage, from the relationship, to find a solution to whatever is ailing you emotionally? The overwhelm is an emotional overwhelm. It's physical, yes, but it's an emotional overwhelm. What it really boils down to. The divine saying you need to be able to kick up your feet and have some fun, Scorpio. You need to. The best thing for you to do, if you haven't done it already, is to give it some time by you saying things like, let's say his name is Bob, okay, or Betty, because it depends on who you are in this situation. I'll say Beb. Let's say Beb, okay? That's Bob and Betty together, okay? Beb. So, Beb, I need you to start taking over this and that and that and this. Here's the list of things that I do, and here's the list of things that you do. I need it to be more balanced. I need you to be able to take it, because we're both working, or, even if you're at home, you are employed, aren't you? You're getting paid, but in a, in a very different way than what your employer would pay you. But you're getting paid. In any case, you're saying, we both work here. We both have responsibilities to somebody. I have it to the house and the family, and you, of course. But you have it to us as well, but mostly to your job. That's if they're working out of the home and you're working in the home. But if you're both working out of the home, you both have responsibilities to your employer. But it seems like when it comes to the home and the kids, your list is a whole lot longer than their list. So you're talking to them. You're going to have a very, what would you call it? A very consensual, yes, but a calm. For lack of trying to figure out what the word was I was trying to say, a calm conversation to tell your person how you're feeling about being overwhelmed by all your responsibilities. You thought you could do it, but you're feeling right now that I can't. Might mean I'm a little bit older and I just can't move as quickly, whatever it is that you would say. And so I need you, honey, Beb, to help unload, to take on some of the things that I need to unload, because I can't take this much longer, and I need to unload myself. I need to have some fun. I need to go out and have some fun, be spontaneous, be a little reckless if I need to. What's happening right now is that with the Two of Swords, I am feeling like this is me trying to come in on you. Okay, me trying to come in on you, where you've got your responsibility to something else, to someone or something else. In this case, it's the wife is coming home to see that her husband is cheating on her with him, or with her. Yeah. Wife's coming home to see that her husband back here is cheating on her with this woman here, who's like the main character, it seems, in these cards. So they're trying to keep you. They're trying to keep you where you're at, and that's been very, very frustrating for you, heartbreaking, because when Beb is not taking, when Beb is not choosing to be more helpful, to come in and say, what can I do for you? Is there anything I can do for you? What can I do for you? And you are going to need to say, yes, there is something. Yes, there is something. Instead of, no, I've got it. Don't worry about it. Just go to bed or go watch TV or whatever you want. Don't do that anymore. So you're going to have this calm talk with your Beb, and you're going to say, Beb, I've been feeling like I'm on the outside, trying to get into having that fun romantic life with you again, like we used to. But I can't, because I'm so overwhelmed with everything that I need to do. Everything I need to do to keep this house a happy home. And I know you're helping, and I know you do. You work and you come home, you mow the lawn, you water stuff, and whatever it is that you do. I know you're helping out, but I need some more help. I need a few more things taken off my list of to-do things. Four of Pentacles, because this is you saying, I can't take on anymore. I can't. I just can't take on anymore. I don't even have friends, because I'm so isolated within the house with all the duties I have. I don't even have any friends to go out and have fun with. We called her Betty before. So Betty next door, as busybody as she is always at the door asking me, why didn't you come out for tea with us? Me and the girls, me and the ladies, we have whatever. Why don't you come out for tea with us? Come and have some fun with us. Get out of the house. You're always in the house. Get out of the house, and you're saying, I can't can't, I got this, I got that, and everything else to do. And this could come out to say, I am alone. Yes, because I'm alone doing this, but I'm done. Remember? Start walking away. But you're going to decide, the divine wants you to decide what you've got to walk away from. That is the advice right here. What are you going to walk away from? Walk away from the relationship, like the marriage or the partnership, whatever. Or walk away from being the one who is always, bolted down to the house and just life in general for yourself, because the home has become your central focus. And so you need to walk away from having so many responsibilities that you couldn't put some on Beb, your partner, Beb. You walk away from the mindset that you need to do it. And there's a lot of us are like, to take the time to tell somebody how to do something, I might as well just do it myself, because they're not going to do it the way I need them to do it anyways, right? And so we got to walk away from that mindset. We got to open up a bit. We got to be okay with the way someone else does something. And I know that's hard, but it might be the very thing that saves your marriage and your happy home. To bring it back into happy home. Okay? So, we got, I'm done with having a longer list than you. I need your help. It's all about taking charge and taking control, being the leader of this household, and possibly working too, all right, outside the home. And I've just been too serious. I've been just I've just got too many responsibilities. Too many responsibilities on my shoulders. I need to let go of some of them, because it's causing me to be a wounded warrior, right? The Nine of Wands. It's causing me to have mental health issues. They normally have because this is Beetlejuice, it won't be the same, but they normally have a headband around their head, indicating that they are mentally and emotionally overwhelmed, hurt, ill, because they've been fighting the good battle. And this is a good battle to fight, really it is, to keep your home together and be a happy home. But if you're losing, right, and this guy here, he's lost like 8 times, but he's willing, and that's what they're asking. The divine is asking you to consider, are you willing to maybe lay down all those 8 wands and or even the 9th wand, lay it down so that you can heal your overwhelm, the head, right? Heal your overwhelm. Go out and have fun. Be inspired instead to kick your feet up, make some snow angels, have some fun. Get out of the energy of the Two of Swords. Look, the Two of Swords. I'm thinking 3 of Swords, but 2 of Swords is, sitting on the fence, really. Sitting on the fence and not wanting to see. So it's possible that this woman here, she doesn't want to see that her husband is cheating on her, and so she's picking at she's picking at the door, whether it's with a key or those picks, key picks, whatever, lock picks, and she's getting pushed back, but she's not pushing. She's just picking at the lock. So it's kind of like she's letting them know that she's out there. And they can hear her picking at the lock. So they're going to be able to say, this one's going to be able to hide in the closet or under the bed or something like that. So but by the time that they're able to let her in, he's not doing anything. He's been at home and just, whatever. Hey, honey, how is work? That kind of thing. So it's about taking off the blindfold and allowing yourself to see what's really going on. What's really going on, and making a decision about that. Okay? You've got to see that perhaps it's your own unwillingness, it might have been, Scorpio, your own unwillingness to not be so in control of so many things that you've kind of enabled your partner to kind of enables your partner to take a back seat. Which means if they're taking a back seat in everything that has to do with a happy home, for the most part, because you're adamant about being the one who does this, that, and the other thing for the family, kids, yourself, them, that kind of thing, you might even take their clothes to the laundromat, instead of letting them do that. They become complacent, and then that complacency starts to look like laziness and unwillingness to want to be involved. And then that starts telling you makes you feel anxious and then depressed, and then you start getting angry. You see? So, but it's because you are allowing him to only be so involved. Him or her, Beb, right? To be so involved. And by doing that, you've taught them that they don't need to do anymore. And they definitely don't need to ask you to do anything for you. They don't have to ask, because every time you do, you say, don't worry about it. I got it. Get out of here. That kind of stuff, right? So it's got to that point where you have got to be able to have a look at what it is that you need to give a good think about with how you operate, with the way you think about taking charge and taking control of things. Right here. Okay? You may need to, take the suit and tie off and put on a plaid shirt, because, that's a whole lot more comfortable and a whole lot more fun as a result. Because living the way you're living, you just keep thinking, like I said, from you allowing them to only be in charge of so much, that's made them complacent, which then looks to you at some point, it's getting to the point where you start looking at them as though they're lazy and they just wish not to be helpful. And then that makes you anxious, which makes you depressed, which makes you angry. Okay? The anger, right? The rumination. Why isn't she or he, Beb? Why doesn't Beb? Why am I always having to be the one? Why doesn't Beb ask me if I need help? Why doesn't Beb just step in and say, look, I'm going to do this today, or I'm going to start taking care of this from now on? Those kind of thoughts running around your head, that kind of thing. It's like, now it's time for you. Are you going to jump on the wheel of karma or jump on the wheel of dharma? Perhaps you've been on the wheel of karma and you've been having to pay some debts. Well, you're the one who, you're the one who's paying off debts with the footwork you do. You may not be able to contribute money-wise if you're not working outside the home, but you're definitely on the destined path to make sure that your wheel starts turning in the dharma way. Dharma is the good karma. Right? The dharma way, the wheel of fortune, that's ending the cycle of being one way, the karmic way, and starting the new cycle in the dharmic way, dharma way. I don't know if there's a word dharmic, but anyways, it's like you've got to put an end to something, because the divine is like, if you don't make changes, what happens is you end up taking on more and more and more responsibilities to the point where you just break. You just break with the 9 of Wands. It gets to be the 10 of Wands. But you're not there yet. You're not there. You're not at the 10 of Wands yet. So it's either because you're reticent about not involving your Beb partner in more of the duties and responsibilities, or it's because you are, and therefore taking on more responsibility onto your shoulders, because, it has something to do with the kids or has something to do with school. And so instead of getting them trained into how to take care of something for Johnny at school with a project or whatever, you just go and do it yourself, because you know how it's all done. You talk to teachers all the time, and just know everybody. You know the layout of the school and all this sort of stuff. It's about time to transform your life. So either you transform by leaving this behind, which could very well mean that you're still going to have a lot of responsibilities to take on if you leave your guy or your girl, Beb. Okay? Things may not get easier. In fact, they might get more complicated for you by walking away from the relationship. Now, if you're not in love with them anymore, then that could be a totally different story. We're not going to talk about here. And there's the 15, the devil, because it's like, it's toxic to you. You've got to walk away from what is eating at you. And toxicity is like a, it's like the corrosive stuff, you know, that lie that eats away human flesh, you know, beetles juice here. It's toxic. It's eating away at you slowly but painfully so. So my darling Queen of Wands, if you're the Queen of Wands or the King of Wands in this story, whatever it is, there's heartbreak here because you're disappointed in your choices, your list of responsibilities, and your Beb, you know, Bob or Betty. You're disappointed in your Beb, and all you want is that happy home. That's why you do everything that you do. You want the happy home. Don't blame you. You want to have friendship. You want to be able to communicate with people instead of being so isolated at home because you've got so much to do. You want to live in your comfortable surroundings and make it comfortable by, you know, doing what you do in order to make it a comfortable home. But you also want to participate in the affairs of other people, by getting out there and having some fun, doing something with it. Look, this is you, okay? Or this is you. But you're doing it, the point is you're doing it with somebody else. Okay? And it could even be your Beb. Beb might be this one here. And that's you. The two of you doing something fun together. And that's really what you want if you're still in love with your partner. That's really what you want. You want to be doing some really risque, fun stuff together. Together. But having some fun, okay? That is, you know, once you make up your mind of what you're going to do, that's your solution. Right now, it's still all the balls are in the air. They haven't fallen yet. You got all these balls that you're trying to manage in the air, and that could be where the Two of Pentacles comes in, that you got all these balls up in the air, and you're trying to manage everything. You're burnt out here. This car is like fumigating because it's, I don't know, the radiator leaked, and now the engine's overheated. Whatever it is, she's stranded. So you've got too much to have to juggle. Too much to juggle, and you're not being successful at it as much as you were before. And it could be because you're older. You know, it could be very much that. But find the strength and the courage to have that conversation with your guy or girl, and be the spouse that says, I need help. Because look, doesn't she need help? This Beetlejuice. She looks haggard, you know? And so do you need that kind of help? Find the strength and courage to have that copacetic conversation with your Beb, and tell him that you look at me. Say, look at me. I'm your spouse. I need help. Look at me. Don't it look like I need help? I try to make myself look better. I've got my jewels on and, you know, my nice clothes and everything.